Okay, so I know most of you guys. So we're the Imago Dei ministry. We're a gospel-centered abolitionist ministry, which means we differ from pro-life. How we differ from the pro-life is we demand the immediate end of abortion, like right now, not incrementally. We're also gospel-centered. We're not secular. Since Roe was actually established in January 22nd of 73, around 66 million babies have been slaughtered. Since the Dobbs decision was released in June 24th, 2022, you would think the numbers would drop, but unfortunately the numbers have actually went higher. But abortion is not our only child sacrifice. There is another child sacrifice that is well accepted within the church community. It is condoned and it's also considered hush-hush and taboo, and that's called IVF. So IVF is in vitro fertilization, and it is what happens when couples who cannot have children want to have a child. So while we do sympathize with parents and couples who want to have babies, we also want to expose the wickedness and the darkness that's within that industry. So the first thing I want you to remember is that God opens and closes the womb for His will and for His purpose, and He's the author of life and death. Just because we can do something doesn't mean that's right, and we shouldn't play God. Secondly, when these women are going through IVF, they're getting pumped up with hormones in order to get as many eggs as possible retrieved out of them and harvested. And then as many eggs as possible are going to get fertilized. I'm in a group, and there's a woman who's 34 years old. She had 56 eggs retrieved. Out of those 56 eggs, I think 32 or 34 were fertilized. She's 30 some years old, and now she has 32, 34 little babies. So after that process, what they're going to do is they're going to grade your children. If your children make a bad grade, they're going to discard them. Those embryos are thrown away. And if you are a Christian and you believe that life begins with fertilization, red flags should be going up everywhere, because that's murder. We're all created in the image of God. After the grading process, they are then sent to a possible genetic testing. And that's where parents can decide what gender they want. And if their child has any chromosome disorders, they can go ahead and discard them. If I just want boys, I'll throw away all my girls. And that's how they look at it. They look at them as a commodity, not as a human being or a life. So what happens once a mother actually goes through IVF and they get what they want? There could be so many babies left over. They're frozen indefinitely. They are donated for other couples to adopt. It's called snowflake adoption. They're given over to science. Or they are given their little baby embryos in little tiny straws. And they can go home and put them in picture frames, make memorials out of them, and there's actually a company you can send your embryo straws to that will make jewelry and necklaces, and you can wear them around your neck or your wrist whenever you want to. This is the IVF industry. If you listen to anything in politics this year, you would have heard our new president-elect Trump said he wants to be the father of IVF, that he wants to make it to where taxpayer-funded IVF is possible. There is probably millions upon millions more children that are murdered through IVF than through abortion. So my plea to you guys is, speak up against abortion, but speak up against IVF. Because there are, just like when you go to an abortion clinic, you have people standing up against you. When we went to the IVF clinic in Charlotte, we had pro-choice people speaking up against us because they love death. So our job as Christians is, even though it's hard to do, and we do sympathize with couples who are struggling, we have got to give them the truth and the truth in love that this industry needs to be abolished just as much as abortion. So if you guys want a book, these are from Rescue Those, and they're really good. Pastor Dusty Devers and Brett Baggett have done these, and you guys can have as many of these as you want, but that's what our ministry is. We're all about educating and just trying to get the word out. That's it. Yay.